Virgo, information about you is circulating through networks, professional circles, social groups, family systems, romantic contexts, and what's being said carries weight that will affect how people see you, how opportunities present themselves, and how certain relationships develop when this information reaches you directly or when you become aware that others know something about you that you thought was private. And the emotional response when you discover what's being discussed won't be simple anger or embarrassment, but something deeper: relief, vindication, grief, overwhelming gratitude, recognition that triggers tears, not from hurt, but from finally being seen, validated, understood, or appreciated in ways you've been craving without receiving. This isn't malicious gossip designed to harm. This is meaningful conversation about you that reveals truth you needed others to recognize. And you will cry isn't threat, it's promise. Promise of emotional release that comes when something you've been carrying alone finally becomes known and acknowledged. Let me describe what kind of rumor creates tears of relief rather than tears of pain. First type: people are talking about how much you've been struggling while maintaining appearance of being fine, how hard you've been working while others assumed it came easily, how much you've been sacrificing while pretending it was no burden, how much you've been hurting while performing strength. Your private struggle is becoming public knowledge, not through your sharing, through others noticing, connecting dots, recognizing signs they missed before. I had no idea they were going through that. They never complained, but looking back, the signs were there. We should have supported them better. They've been carrying this alone. And when that recognition reaches you, when you discover people see your struggle instead of just seeing your performance of being fine, the relief triggers tears. Because being seen in your struggle means you can stop performing, can stop pretending, can actually ask for help or accept support instead of maintaining facade of effortless competence. Second type: people are praising you behind your back in ways they haven't said to your face. Your work, your character, your impact, your value, things you've doubted about yourself that others see clearly. They're incredibly talented. They have so much integrity. They've helped me more than I know. They're the most genuine, intelligent, kind, capable person I know. I don't tell them enough, but they're exceptional. And when you hear what people say about you when you're not present, when you discover the admiration and appreciation exists but hasn't been expressed directly, you cry. Cry from relief that you're not invisible, not unappreciated, not as mediocre or flawed as you believed. Cry from gratitude that your efforts matter to people even when feedback doesn't always flow. Cry from recognition that gap between how you see yourself and how others see you reveals you've been undervaluing yourself severely. Third type: romantic interest is being discussed. Someone has been telling their friends about you, about how they feel, about their intentions, about how much you matter to them, even though they haven't fully expressed it to you yet. I think I'm falling for them. They're different from anyone I've dated. I want to pursue this seriously. I'm scared because this one actually matters. And when that information reaches you, when you discover that person you've been wondering about has been talking about you with care and desire and intention. The emotion overwhelms. Cry because you weren't sure, weren't confident, weren't certain the feelings were mutual, and discovering they are, that you matter to them, that they're serious about you, that your importance in their life is being discussed with their trusted people, creates relief and joy that manifests as tears. Let's pause here. This reflection invites you to consider what rumor about you would make you cry from relief rather than from hurt. Maybe discovering people recognize your struggle instead of assuming you're fine. Maybe learning people value you way more than they express. Maybe finding out person you're interested in has been talking about you seriously to their inner circle. Or maybe learning that reputation you were worried was damaged is actually intact or even elevated. That misunderstanding got clarified, that you've been defended in spaces where you were criticized. Or maybe discovering family members have been expressing pride in you to others, even though they don't say it to you directly. That they're noticing your growth, your efforts, your accomplishments, even when acknowledgement doesn't flow face to face. Whatever would create tears of relief, validation, or gratitude rather than tears of pain. That's likely the nature of rumor circulating. This reflection invites you to consider, why do you think you cry more easily from being seen positively than from being criticized? Maybe because criticism confirms what you already fear about yourself, so it hurts, but it's not surprising. But positive recognition contradicts your self doubt, creates cognitive dissonance, breaks through defensive walls you didn't know you'd built. And when walls break, emotion floods through. Or maybe because you've been starving for validation, working hard without acknowledgement, performing without appreciation, existing without being truly seen. And finally being recognized creates overwhelming relief, like finally eating after days of hunger. Or maybe because positive rumor reveals you're not alone in ways you thought you were alone. Others see you, others value you, others think about you and speak about you with care even when you're not present. Fourth type, truth is emerging about situation that vindicates you. You were blamed or doubted or misunderstood. You knew the truth but couldn't prove it, or people wouldn't believe you. But now, through new information coming to light, or through others finally seeing what you saw, truth is being acknowledged. Your version of events is being confirmed. Your innocence or your accuracy is being recognized. They were right all along. We should have believed them. The other person was lying. They weren't crazy or paranoid, they were accurate. And when vindication arrives after a period of being gaslit or dismissed or not believed, the tears come from relief that you're not insane, that your perception was valid, that finally truth is recognized. Fifth type, plans are being made that include you in ways you didn't know about. People are creating opportunities for you, recommending you, opening doors, building toward offering you something significant. But they're doing it quietly, behind scenes, without telling you yet because timing isn't right or details aren't finalized. Joe being designed around your skills. Introduction being arranged to person who could change your trajectory. Investment being considered in your venture. surprise being planned, support being organized. And when you discover people have been working on your behalf without you knowing, when you realize you're not as alone or unsupported as you believed, emotion overwhelms. Sixth type, impact you've had is being discussed. Ways you've changed people's lives, help you've provided, difference you've made, influence you've had that you weren't aware of because people didn't tell you directly. They saved me when I was struggling. Their advice changed everything for me. I wouldn't be where I am without them. They don't know how much they helped me. And discovering your existence mattered to people, that your presence created positive change, that your efforts weren't wasted, that you helped in ways you didn't realize creates tiers of meaning, because we all want to matter, want to contribute, want our lives to create value beyond just our own survival. And learning that we did creates profound emotional response. This reflection invites you to consider, how would knowing people were saying profoundly positive things about you behind your back change how you see yourself? Maybe it would give you permission to believe what you've doubted. If others see value you don't see, maybe value is real and your doubt is the distortion, not the truth. Or maybe it would create responsibility. If people value you that much, appreciate you that deeply, depend on you that significantly, you can't keep diminishing yourself or neglecting your well being. Or maybe it would shift how you interact. If you knew people admired you, would you show up differently, more confidently, less defensively, more willing to claim your space? Or maybe it would create grief. Grief that you've been harsh on yourself while others saw goodness. Grief that you've been hiding when you could have been receiving love and support. Why this information is circulating now instead of months or years ago. People reached threshold where not expressing appreciation or recognition feels wrong, where keeping support private instead of active feels insufficient, where silence about your value or your struggle feels like complicity, or circumstances changed that make sharing information safe or relevant when it wasn't before. Relationships shifted, professional situation evolved, family dynamic transformed. What couldn't be said then can be said now, or collective awareness developed. Multiple people independently reached similar conclusions about you and started talking to each other, creating network of recognition that's building momentum. Or catalyst event prompted discussion. Something happened that made people think about you, appreciate you, recognize you in new ways. Crisis that revealed your character. Success that demonstrated your capability. Loss that highlighted your importance. Or simply enough time passed. Patterns became clear. Impact became obvious. Truth became undeniable. What was invisible short term became visible long term. This reflection invites you to consider, when this rumor reaches you, will you be able to receive it or will you deflect it? Because your pattern might be deflection. Oh, they're just being nice. They don't really mean that. They're exaggerating. If they really knew me, they wouldn't say that. Deflection protects you from vulnerability of being truly seen, but it also prevents you from receiving gift of genuine recognition. Practice now. When compliment comes, say thank you instead of minimizing. When appreciation is expressed, receive it instead of deflecting. When support is offered, accept it instead of insisting you're fine. Build capacity to let in positive regard so when major recognition arrives through this rumor, you can actually receive it. What to do when you learn what's being said about you. Allow the tears. Don't suppress emotion because you're in public or because crying feels weak. Tears are release, are healing, are appropriate response to being seen after being invisible, valued after feeling worthless, supported after feeling alone. Let yourself CRY. Let yourself feel the relief, the gratitude, the validation, the vindication, whatever emotion surfaces. Express gratitude to people involved. If people have been speaking well of you, acknowledging your struggle, advocating for you, planning for you, thank them. Let them know their words and actions matter. Thank you for seeing me. Thank you for believing in me. Thank you for your support. Your words mean more than you know. Gratitude completes loop, acknowledges gift, strengthens connection, adjust self perception based on external feedback. If multiple people independently say similar positive things about you, that's data. That's evidence that your negative self perception might be inaccurate. Consider that they might be right about your value and you might be wrong about your worthlessness. Um, and reciprocate if relevant. If people have been supporting you privately, find ways to support them. If people have been speaking well of you, speak well of them. Create culture of mutual appreciation instead of scarcity of recognition, but don't make it transactional. Reciprocate from genuine care, not from obligation. You remain in complete control of whether you receive this information with openness or whether you defend against it through deflection and disbelief. You can let it in or keep it out. The power is yours. It always has been. You may notice reading this has created anticipation mixed with vulnerability, anticipation of what might be being said, vulnerability about being known in ways you haven't controlled. Whatever you're feeling, honor it. Take what resonates, softly release the rest. Trust yourself. Before we close, I want to ask you something. If you discovered people had been saying deeply appreciative things about you behind your back, would that make you cry? And if so, would those be tears of relief or tears of why didn't anyone tell me sooner? Drop your honest answer in the comments. And this what would people need to say about you for you to finally believe you're as valuable as they think you are? There is strong rumor about you. You will cry with this. Because what's being circulated isn't malicious gossip, but meaningful recognition of your hidden struggle, of your under-acknowledged value, of romantic interest you weren't certain was mutual, of vindication for truth you've been speaking, of plans being made to support you, or of impact you've created. And when this information reaches you through direct conversation or through discovering others know something about you, the emotional response will be tears, not from hurt, but from relief of finally being seen, valued, believed, or supported in ways you've been desperately needing, not eventually, soon. Already circulating. Trust yourself with this trust that tears of recognition are healing, not weakness. Trust that being seen is gift, not threat. Trust that positive rumor reveals truth about your value that your self-doubt has been obscuring. Trust that you can receive appreciation without it diminishing you. See you in the next one, and listen when recognition arrives that contradicts your negative self-perception. Don't deflect it reflexively. Pause. Consider that maybe they're seeing accurately and you're the one with distorted view. Let positive regard in. Let it change how you see yourself. Stay open. Stay receiving. Stay worthy. The rumor is circulating. Prepare to cry tears of relief.